All right, today I'm going to continue talking about tokens for a little while, but then I'm going to give you guys a sort of a status update on the money button. So there's an article on yours by Ari, cryptonize.it. I assume that is Ari of cryptonize.it. And cryptonize.it is a store where you can buy stuff with Bitcoin Cash. And it looks like I have a video here. I didn't actually watch the video. I won't watch that right now. But there's a little video here about, looks like it's about colored coins on Bitcoin Cash, I guess. And anyway, I read the article. And the article is cryptonize.it was sort of like we were hoping that there was going to be some obvious solution to tokens on Bitcoin Cash, maybe op group. Op group looks at the present moment like it's probably not going to occur in November, although I still sort of have hope that maybe it will happen after all. We'll see. But in any case, what they've decided to do is go ahead and have their own colored coins framework, and it looks like what they're using is coloredcoins.org. So it's worth noting that coloredcoins.org is not the colored coins, it is a colored coins protocol. And so it looks like they have that working on Bitcoin Cash. So I think that, okay, it says testnet implementation, the colored coins protocol will be available on testnet within days. The implementation will have a wallet so anyone can try out colored coins, and will soon be followed by LiveNet, including a wallet and Explorer. Check out Cryptonize Cash website for more information. So for the money button, look, we're interested in tokens for two different reasons. One is the possibility of creating a token ourselves. We could either do a security token. That's my favorite idea. That one is problematic legally. We could also just create tokens for other purposes that don't have the same legal problems, which I'm now realizing we might end up doing anyway, just because if we can do it in a way that avoids the legal problems, it's at least gives us a way to try out tokens while we figure out how to do it in like a real way with a security token. So I'm not really sure what we'll end up doing for our company, but we'll probably do something. And then meanwhile, we want to make it possible for our users to make tokens as well. I think a wallet that makes it really easy for people to make new tokens would be awesome. You could imagine seeing that built into the money button somehow. Either the wallet UI lets you make new tokens, and then maybe, I'm not really sure how this would work on the button, but if we could make it so that you can also send tokens, that would be really cool. I think there's a lot you could do with that. So anyway, we're keep investigating that. I recommend reading this article and checking out cryptonize.it and watching their progress on colored coins here. The other thing I want to talk about is wormhole.cash. So there's a new website for Wormhole, which I talked about yesterday. This is a protocol by Bitmain's developers for a fork of Omni on Bitcoin Cash. And Omni is basically a colored coins protocol, but Omni comes with its own coin called Omni. And if they're forking it, I guess they're going to call the coin Wormhole. And so you have to have Wormhole coin to be able to make other tokens based on Wormhole. So we'll see. So the whole website's in Chinese. Chrome automatically translates it for me. So I'm able to read it, but there's not that much material there. They also have a white paper. Now the white paper is in Chinese, but this seems to be the white paper that Cindy Daly translated on yours.org like yesterday. So let me go find that one back again. So we have this article from Cindy Daly. Cindy Daly, here it is. So I'll link to this again. And this does appear to be a translation, so Cindy was right, because here we have the wormhole.cash website. If you look at the Chinese language article, some of the words are actually English, and then you can match it up to this translation, and it seems to be correct, as best I can tell. I mean, I don't read Chinese. So anyway, looks like they're making progress on that. So now let me give you guys a status update on the money button. So first let me tell the story real quickly about what is the money button. So we had this idea originally to make a social media destination with micropayments, because with micropayments we could solve a bunch of problems. We could get people paid for creating and discovering good content, and we could basically find a new way to monetize content that wasn't based on ads or subscriptions. And it seemed like we could do a bunch of things with micropayments, which is why on yours.org we have more than one monetization option. We call these payment models. We have voting. Voting is 25 cents. It gives money evenly to each earlier voter. We have a paywall feature, which is like a micropayments paywall. You can charge money for content. We have paid comments. and we have a countless other like ideas that we actually never implemented. But what we learned after we launched yours.org was basically that yours.org was solving two problems in one go, which was making sort of micropayments work on the internet, but then also building a community around it. And what we learned was that both of these are hard problems, and there are a lot of people that already have a community or a publication or an app or something like that, and they just want to use the technology that we built. And so why don't we just make it possible for them to use the micropayments button that we made, the money button? So that's where the idea for the money button comes from, is just basically making it so that other people can use our technology on other websites and apps. So we started working on that, I don't know, a few months ago or something. We have a prototype of it available at moneybutton.com. The prototype has a bunch of issues. Probably the most significant one is that if you're on Safari, you literally can't use it. You go into a sort of an infinite login loop. I'm not sure why that is. We aren't investigating that on the prototype right now because we're rewriting everything. So the story is we basically just wanted to have good design because we want this to be the money button of the internet. This should be something that's widely used for small payments on the internet, although they don't necessarily have to be small. There's no limit. But I think we're going to start with small payments. And we wanted it to be user-friendly for like a normal mainstream audience. So we were very thoughtful about design, hired a design firm, and then realized that it's going to take long enough to do this that we should probably fix some of the technical problems with the software architecture. So we basically ended up rewriting everything. We rewrote the wallet and all the other infrastructure. So let me just kind of go through some of the things here in words to explain things that we've done. So we've got a good currency conversion built in. So we can convert from any currency into any other currency. So the publisher or app developer will specify the amount of something in, say, the Argentina peso. But then people that live in Japan don't know what that is, so they want to see it in yen. And so they can display things in yen. And so we let the display amount be whatever. And actually, we let you display things in cryptocurrency too. So if you live in Etherland, you can display things in ETH. So we have very good currency support, so the currency is going to be international. We'll also have international language, so we want anyone to be able to use it. So we recently added an internationalization framework, and we'll get the UI translated into the top 10 or so languages by launch. We have all these sort of normal features, like how do you deal with password reset? So if you forgot your password, we have basically the same answer to this that other cryptocurrency wallets have. Unfortunately, we don't have a way right now to save your money if you forget everything. You either need to write down your mnemonic, or you need to remember your password, or you're going to lose your money. So we have to be very thoughtful about how the messaging works and how do we nudge the user to actually write down their mnemonic and stuff like that. But in any case, we'll have those features at launch, which is the ability to change your password, reset your password, and stuff like that. And then unfortunately, like if you forget your password, we can let you reset your password if you still have your email address, but you're going to lose your money if you don't know what your mnemonic is. We're going to launch with well, actually, we probably won't launch with this, but this is something we'll have soon thereafter. We have a demo app that's tentatively called Wiggly Fawn, but we'll probably rename it to blurryimage.com. You might be able to guess what this is based on the name. But one of the simple applications of the money button is, well, we had this idea. Actually, this was Emilio's idea. He just wanted to make like a demo app of the money button so that we could test a new version of it. And the idea is that you upload an image and then you charge money for it. And then people can see the blurry version of the image for free. But if you want to see the clear version, you have to pay money. So we're going to have that website as soon as possible, but we probably won't have it at launch just because we want to make sure we finish the button itself in a complete way, and then we'll fix up this cool app and launch that thing soon thereafter. We have so there's a notion of auth. So we realize in order to do many of the things that we want to do with the money button, you really ultimately have to sign in with the money button. So we ended up adding OAuth to the money button. So you will be able to sign in with the money button. This is necessary for things like basically, if you purchase something with the money button on somebody's website, they have to know who you are somehow so that when you come back later, the thing that you purchased is still purchased. So the way to do this basically is to have OAuth. So you have to OAuth in those cases. You don't have to, but in order to have some of these features like remembering that you purchased something, you will OAuth in. And that way they can keep track of the things that you've purchased. And this will be useful for all sorts of other things later. Our wallet is a proper multi-address wallet for good privacy. So if you happen to be technical and you've used yours.org, you may have noticed that each user has one address. We've fixed every problem we had to fix to be able to do multi-addresses in a scalable way. So the users will be able to have pretty much as many addresses as you want, and everything scales, and we'll be able to handle tens of millions of users with millions of addresses each if necessary. And the architecture will scale. So we'll have good privacy. What this means is we expect that porn will be one of the most important use cases of the money button, at least early on. And it shouldn't be the case that if you buy porn, everybody knows what porn you bought. So we think that we need to have good privacy built in from the start, which we will have, so that you can feel comfortable buying porn on the internet without feeling that everybody is going to know what you are paying for. Other stuff here, I think that's probably enough for now because I'm at the 10-minute mark on this video. So I'll keep covering what we're working. So these are things that we actually have working, with the exception of blurryimage.com. So we'll launch with these features and other stuff. And so that's our full focus right now, is finishing the implementation of the new design work and just pulling all the pieces together and making it work. And it's going to be about 1 month from now, which I think is possible. We have actually 5 engineers plus me working on the project right now, although some of these people are working at a design firm and they won't be around forever. But for now, we have 5 engineers working on this project leading up towards a launch. So we have a lot of work to do in the next month, but I think that we'll be able to get it done, and it'll be a pretty cool product when we launch for real. So, all right, so that's definitely all I have time for today, so thank you for watching.